The Yamasee War began in 1715 and became one of the most devastating conflicts between Native American tribes and English colonists in the southeastern region of what is now the United States. The Yamasee were originally settled along the coastal areas of present-day South Carolina and Georgia. They had a complex society with villages governed by chiefs and councils, trading extensively with European settlers. Over decades, the Yamasee, along with allied tribes such as the Muskogee Creek Cherokee and Appalachee, had been drawn into the colonial economy trading deerskins and other goods for firearms, alcohol, and European manufactured items. While these trade relationships initially brought wealth and influence, they also created tension. English traders often used unfair practices, forced debts, and enslaved Native Americans, creating deep resentment among the Yamasee and their allies. Tensions escalated when colonial officials imposed heavy taxes and debts on the Yamasee, demanding more deerskins than could be sustainably supplied. English traders frequently cheated Native Americans with falsified accounts and violent enforcement. In 1715, a series of personal disputes and brutal acts by colonists ignited a larger revolt. The Yamasee organized a coordinated strike against the Carolina colony, attacking plantations, towns, and settlements along the rivers and coasts. Their allies included the Appalachee Muskogee and some Catawba groups, forming one of the largest native coalitions in early colonial history. The war quickly spread across hundreds of miles, catching the English off guard. Many colonists were killed, property was destroyed, and the colony faced the threat of complete collapse. Leaders such as Emperor Sam of the Yamasee and Tomochichi of the Creek played pivotal roles in coordinating strategies and raids. Colonial South Carolina was nearly destroyed. Settlers fled their homes and sought protection in fortified towns such as Charlestown. The Yamasee and their allies demonstrated remarkable military skill, using surprise attacks, ambushes, and knowledge of the dense forests and rivers to outmaneuver English forces. Despite their advantages, native tribes were not united in every action. Some groups like the Catawba and some Cherokee chose to remain neutral or even support the colonists. The war caused severe economic disruption, halting trade and threatening famine. Colonial leaders feared that if the coalition of tribes succeeded, the English presence in the region could be eliminated entirely. In response, the colonial government sought to negotiate with neutral tribes and enlist allies to counter the Yamasee. These negotiations eventually shifted the balance of power, showing the complexity of alliances in southeastern native politics. By late 1715 and early 1716, the war began to turn against the Yamasee and their allies. The Creek and other tribes who initially supported the revolt started withdrawing, partly due to promises of trade and land from the colonists, and partly due to internal disagreements. The Yamasee themselves faced difficulties sustaining their war effort as English settlers fortified their towns and received reinforcements from nearby colonies. Smallpox and other European diseases also weakened native communities, reducing their ability to maintain prolonged conflict. By mid-1716, the Yamasee were forced to retreat southward into Spanish Florida, where they were offered refuge by Spanish authorities. The Carolina colony survived, but at an enormous cost. Entire settlements were abandoned, and the population was dramatically reduced. This war left a lasting impression on both colonists and native tribes, shaping future relations in the southeast for decades. The Yamasee War had far-reaching consequences. It marked the beginning of the decline of the Yamasee as a dominant regional power and demonstrated the dangers of colonial exploitation and debt-driven trade systems. The war also highlighted the strategic skill and resilience of native tribes, many of whom would continue to resist European encroachment in the coming decades. For the Carolina colony, the war prompted reforms in trade practices, alliances, and military preparedness. Settlers learned that cooperation and respect toward native communities were essential for survival, even though future conflicts would arise. The war also reshaped alliances across the southeast, with tribes adjusting their positions between English, Spanish, and later French interests. The Yamasee War remains a powerful reminder of the human cost of greed, betrayal, and cultural clash. What do you think could have happened if the Yamasee and their allies had completely defeated the Carolina colony? Comment your thoughts and subscribe at History TV for more forgotten history.